this way except for our actual.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think. Oh wait.
And that's the pressure gauge right there?
Yeah.
How much pressure is in the tank?
That's how much pressure you're getting in at your feed.
Okay.
How much pressure is being used to push water through this machine.
Okay.
So at 40 pounds is our ideal. They technically can work at 30 pounds, but it starts getting really hard on the system.
Right, okay.
And yeah, once you start getting over here, it's just going to be too much pressure. And if you ever get to like 160, you're going to blow a fitting. But that shouldn't happen. This thing is not going to be giving you 160 pounds
right. This may come from the sitting, that pressure. Okay, so it goes in, goes through all those, goes through here, goes to the membrane, and then this goes to the tank, and then it goes from the tank back out through here, back to the line.
Right, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's interesting. It goes both ways.
Well, it's not until, since this is going just to your faucet, to your actual drinking water, if this faucet's off, and this all pressurizes, so this tube is now filled with water.
Right.
Instead of going through here, it starts
Just,
going into
oh, gotcha, yeah.
That's where that tees off. So
That's really cool design. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks who made these are doing pretty well off, I'd say.
What's that?
Folks who made them are doing pretty well off.
Oh, yeah. Just total 5 kind of really just 4 filters.
Well, it's called
One.
a 5-stage system.
Oh, okay.
So you're right to say that it's 5 filters. This is still called a filter. It's a kind of filter.
Oh,
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that's a filter too. Oh, okay.
That's what we call a post filter. So it reads chlorine, taste, odor reduction.
Nice.
So that's what helps from keeping a stale taste and things like that. We don't typically change those out until we need to change out the membrane.
Oh, okay.
If you feel like your water is tasting a bit off and it's reading pretty okay, you might try changing out the post filter or having us change out the post filter, whatever you feel comfortable with. To do something like that, you have to take the fittings off, plumber's tape, and that sort of thing. Get them back on, make sure you don't over tighten all that stuff.
What happens if you over tighten it? You just break the fitting or what?
Yeah, you're in a position where you might break the fitting. And the thing the reason why I ever suggest people call us out if they're doing their own for stuff like that is that we have the materials. So if we break a fitting, I can replace it immediately, right? I've got 6 of these fittings.
And I can just get, it says it here.
So they have that standard carbon sediment. And if you want to do that, that's honestly fine too.
And I can just order it based off of what this says? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2.5 by 10 inch.
For all 3?
RO pre-filter, yeah.
Okay. Pre-filter, I see, because this is the main one. How often do you have to replace the membrane?
When it comes down to it, they last in between 2 and 6, 7 years.
Wow, that's pretty long.
So it's kind of depending on it. The more that you
said,
the more regular your maintenance is. I don't want to say like changing the filters every week isn't going to help it, but you know, if you do every 6 months, we see that being the longest range where we can get the membrane to last longer. But you'll see that whenever the TDS starts getting really high, that's where 100, 120 TDS, that sort of thing. That's like a 50%, right? You're coming in at about 300. If it's at 150, that's 50% purity. That's not good. So that's usually a membrane. The first thing that'll probably go is called a check valve, which is this, and then this auto shut off. These are the pieces that get a lot of work. They're moving parts essentially. So as the water turns on and off, they get a lot of use. So we see those go out after a year or 2. Things like that. The biggest thing you'll see with the membrane is that if it really is bad, it'll just stop producing water. It'll get clogged up and you won't have any water. And that's a pretty good, easy telltale.
Cool. It's like at least a 2-gallon tank. Oh, what is that?
It is the technical volume of it is 4 gallons. It holds about 2 gallons of water. The other space is filled up with the air bladder.
Oh, there's an air bladder that helps push it out, basically. Oh, and you're charging it more? Is it?
Yes, sir. So it's at 6.5 right now, and that's a kind of general estimate. That's designed for car tires, so it's not too specific.
Yeah.
But we try to keep it in between 7 and 8.
Okay. It's just a car tire thing. Okay.
Yes.
I could do that with a gauge. Okay, yeah.
Any kind you like, that one just fits snugly in my little tool belt.
So yeah, if it stops coming out, when it's filled up, that means.
Yeah. So then I get that tip at.
Nice.
That'll give you plenty of pressure. And
The higher the pressure, the less water can fit, but
Correct.
the faster it'll come out.
Correct. And then, so if you're at a point where you're getting, 4 gallons in there, you probably only have a little bit of pressure. And eventually it'll get to the point where there's no pressure, and then you'll only ever be able to produce this much water.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Like I understand the system now. It just hangs up. There's a nail there. That's all.
Yeah, there's a couple
2
of
nails.
screws there.
Okay, 2 screws.
And I'm going to try to get this to tuck in between your sink here.
Yeah.
Just so it's a little bit headway. Oh, actually, I was going to add something else for you.
Okay.
So we're going to turn this on
So
real quick.
So yeah, take it out, turn off the valve, run the thing, and then undo the filters, put new filters in, and then put the filters back, put the grease in there. Check the air pressure. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I would say run the thing after you've done the filters. So
And run the thing after you've done the filters too.
No, don't run the thing before.
Oh, okay.
So just test it before and then flush it out after you've already got all these sealed up. Mm-hmm. That way it's running everything. It also gives you, your system will be under full pressure at that point. Once it's pressurizing from here and has a full tank or mostly full tank going through it. So that's the highest opportunity for it to leak if it's going to leak.
Okay.
So if you drain off your whole tank and then put it up there and then close the cabinet, there's a chance that once it gets more pressure after filling up that tank, then something might start leaking. So that also just helps us see that. I know.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's just a noisy sink. Yeah, I've turned it off and so
Yeah.
some extra air get out of it. It makes a lot of...
Yeah, well, even just during the day when it's filling up, it makes those noises.
Yeah. So that's something I'm going to try to diminish.
Oh, really? You can diminish that by lowering the... How do you diminish it?
I've got 2 options. I'm going to do one, and then if it continues to be an issue for us, you can call us out here and we'll do the other one. Right now I'm going to bypass the air gap in the faucet.
Oh.
So you have what's called an air gap faucet, and it's set up to a way that has 2 lines to separate the drainage, which is a system that is a bit outdated by this, which is a check valve.
Wow.
So this is only going to let water pass one direction, which prevents bacteria from climbing from your P-trap into your
Okay, yeah.
So I'm just going to do that, and hopefully
cool.
that should decrease the amount of sound that you're hearing.
Yeah, because when we're asleep, we need to close the bedroom door sometimes.
Just
Especially if
If that doesn't work, then I'll come by and replace your drain saddle with a 3/8, and then just get rid of all it, with a 1/4 inch and get rid of all this 3/8 altogether, which should do the trick.
Wow.
All right. We'll try this one first. It is going to make some extra noise the first 1 or 2 times that it fills up to getting extra air out and all that.
I see. It's the drain air. Okay.
So those first few times, probably don't worry about it. But if in like a week it's still making a lot of noise for you, give us a holler.
Oh wow. Nice. And that's the drain. That's the drain one.
Yeah, this will be the check valve here. And the way that the air gap works is that it takes the 1/4 inch drain line that we have and it expands it into a 3/8 line. So I'm going to end up just reducing that.
Oh wow. Oh. Huh. Wow. 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 That is so interesting. I did not understand. Oh, you're bypassing that.
Yes, sir.
And there's like a thing up there.
Yeah.
It comes up the red and then out the black.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a thing that, that does something to...
Yeah, it's called an air gap, so it's literally just a gap of air.
Okay.
So waterborne bacteria can't travel through air, which is the idea behind the air gap. They also can't travel through this check valve because it's been designed to do that.
Oh, that's why it makes this sound, because
That might be one of the reasons.
Okay. I see. Wow. Wow. Crash course in the RO system.
Right. I might as well hire you after this one.
Yeah. Okay.
One more of these. So these have a little give. They can sort of spin, stuff like that. So you have some ability to manipulate them. Just try not to tug too hard on anything.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is to pull out your feed line and then have 60 pounds of sudden pressure. I should put that around that way.
Mm.
This guy will tuck up there too, so he's not in the way. Here, I actually tucked the yellow line under, so either way it works. And then I'm gonna take this, double check we're all dry here. And this will just be a sort of quick detection. If
Right.
leaks. You see that stamp, then you'll
Yeah.
know something's wrong. You can tell Steven messed up on something.
Okay.
Alrighty. Make sure all your valves are on.
Okay. Is that just like soapy water or something?
That's just a Windex here. Works just any little all-purpose cleaner. Whenever you're at a customer's house, you need to make sure you clean the faucet.
Yeah, I'm glad I had y'all install this and not myself. It might have been a little...
Oh, yeah. Well, I definitely, I'm impressed with the bravery of some folks, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to it. And, you know, there's some folks who can figure it out. I much prefer the traditional kind of training myself.
Yeah.
Just a little bit at a time now. So if it's
Where's it at? So it still needs some time.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it kind of shoots up there for a little bit.
Yeah.
We were at about 47, right?
Yeah.
Good deal. That was 56. Sorry, I do this a lot. So this is one I'll usually on my...
Look at that. It's going down.
So we usually try to sit here and, I'll do this about 10, 15 times until I see it start getting lower than what our original number was.
So these are the old filters?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They're heavy, dang.
Yeah, well, those are fully saturated.
Oh, sorry.
So they filter water still. Oh, they probably lost a little bit. Not 45, 44. And that's specifically why I stand up this one like that, so the water starts draining down and out of it. Those are activated carbon filters, or coconut carbon specifically. Fantastic. After you drain your tank, it takes probably about 30 to 45 minutes to fill everything back up.
Okay.
That can also be a little bit dependent on the state of your ice maker. If
Right.
it needs to take a lot of water.
Yeah.
All right, 39, perfect.
Yeah, and what, in general, what numbers do you get? I mean, it's already better. I'm just wondering what.
What number, like, do you want to see?
Yeah, like you want to see, so you'd want to see around like a 30, basically. If you're at 290 there, 29, you want to see a 29.
Basically, you want to take this number, take the last digit off, and that's what.
Oh, there you go. Nice. I like that. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, so if this is at 500, then if this is at 50, that's fine. If you're getting 1,000 in here, which that only happens in like wells and stuff.
Yeah.
The city has to keep it under.
So it can only filter about 90%.
Yes, yeah.
Wow. It's a pretty even ratio like that.
And then we have devices and other filters that can
do more.
Yeah. We can get to just about 100% filtration.
Wow.
And it's something that we have in a couple of labs and hospitals and stuff like that.
Okay.
Where they need that for chemistry. You're 34 parts per million now. That'll still probably go down a little while it fills up the tank.
Great.
Like I said, you're gonna have some air in. It's gonna come out a bit out of the drain. Another way that it might show up is in your tank. So it'll start to dissolve oxygen, and then those become oxygen bubbles. When you get some water out, it may look cloudy, almost opaque.
Yeah,
These
just
are
because the oxygen bubbles.
They have to get forced through the membrane, so it's really hard for them to break water tension after that. So it's these really, really tiny bubbles.
Whoa.
If you leave the water off to the side, it'll all kind of collect to the top. And
Whoa, yeah, understood.
And if that's something, if you really don't like seeing that, you can dump your tank and have it fill up again, and it'll probably take care of it. You want to keep those. All right. Well, it does get slightly in the way of my habit of picking them up, but I will leave them there.
Cool, thanks.
And do these. All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, you really, I didn't expect this kind of treatment, so appreciate it.
Oh, good. Well, it's something we offer, and whenever part of my job is talking to people about the ROs they had installed in their house. And I always try to offer, if it's something that you want to do on your own, we're going to try our best to show you how.
Super cool. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
How often do you replace your filters?
I replace my filters whenever my wife tells me that I should. So that's what works out best for me. She's real keen sense of taste.
Yeah, me too.
She'll tell me, hey, it's time.
Is it like a year maybe, or?
Yeah, I change them probably about every 8 months or so.
Yeah, cool. That's really cool.
That helps.
Have you noticed a difference, Carrie, in the water? Yeah, she has it. Yeah.
That tracks. I believe it. All right.
Okay.
I had one customer who told me that her membrane needed to be changed and she could taste it, and I was baffled by it. And the TDS wasn't even that far off, but I opened it up and she was absolutely right.
And then,
Just some people have sensitive.
But how did you know it needed to be replaced?
I pulled it out, opened it up.
Oh.
She told me that it did, and I was like, well, it's testing okay. And then I pulled it out, and it started unraveling or fouling up, as we say.
Oh, wow.
But some folks are real keen on it.
Wow.
All right.
That's cool. Okay.
Well, now
Well,
out 30 minutes and all that shit.
Yeah.